Welcome back to Barbecue and Bottles. I'm Jared, and today we're doing one of my absolute favorite recipes. We're doing Oklahoma Smashburgers, but this one's gonna be a burger experiment. We're gonna test Kraft Singles versus Velveeta. I've heard people call this the Lord's cheese, and we're gonna see which one, when we put them in a side-by-side competition, that we like better. So if you're into that kind of thing, stick with us. All right, so Kraft Singles versus Velveeta. When you actually read the ingredients on the back, they're surprisingly similar. I mean, they're both made by Kraft as well. So frankly, I don't really know what the difference is, but we're gonna taste and see if you can actually discern a difference when you put one on a burger versus the other. So to start with, for our Oklahoma Smashburger, we've got to cut up some onions. So we're just gonna come lob off the bottom and come down through the root. Take the outer layer off, just like that, nice and simple. And now you just wanna slice this into as thin shavings as you possibly can. And that's because the Smashburgers are gonna cook really quickly. They're really thin patties. And so you need really thin onions so that while the burger is searing away on the griddle, your onions will actually cook all the way through in time. Now when you've got these sliced up, you just wanna break them apart into their individual strands here, just like that. Now we'll do the rest of these onions. Now I love overloading my burgers with onions. You don't have to use as much as I am here, but I just love that kind of caramelization grilled onion flavor profile on these burgers. Let's see if there's any difference in the nutritional information. Per slice, they both have roughly 3 grams of fat, 280, 290 milligrams of sodium. Both have 3 grams of carbs, 2 of which are coming from sugar. I really think these are gonna be quite similar. So now the Velveeta. I mean, visually, I would say the Kraft Singles does look like a brighter orange when you actually get in here. The Velveeta is just a bit of a fainter, paler, more yellowy orange. Now we're just gonna make the sauce, which is a really simple sauce. This is just gonna be equal parts ketchup, mustard, mayo, and relish. It's kind of like a Big Mac sauce that we're gonna be making here. Of course, we're almost empty on the mayo, so we're trying to squirt. And if you don't want sweet relish, you can always just finely dice up some pickle, and that works really well in this sauce too. We're just keeping it simple, going with the pre-made stuff. Now we'll just add a little salt and pepper to taste. Mix that till it's fully combined, and then that's our simple sauce. And this is a perfect burger sauce for summer. You don't have to be using or making smash burgers. If you're making thick patties, this works really well for that too. So we've got our toppings, our cheese, our sauce. Now time to make our burger balls. And we are using 80-20 ground chuck, meaning that it's 20% fat, 80% lean muscle. And you wanna go for something like that because as you actually smash these smash burgers into the griddle, you want that fat to render out. This is gonna sear away in its own juices. And we're looking for relatively small burger balls. These, I'm gonna say they're about 1.5 to 2 ounces each. These are a little bit bigger than a golf ball, just for context. And we're gonna make these really nice and thin patties. We're gonna do some triple deckers here, just for our comparison. We've got way more beef than we need, but that's all right. And you don't wanna overhandle the burger balls either, because that'll end up making your burger a little bit more tough or almost like meatloaf. So you just wanna loosely pack it. So I've got 6 balls because we're doing our 3 patty burgers. We'll get the rest of this chuck away and bring you back for the cook. So we're out at the griddle, we've got it turned on medium, it's heated up, and this griddle, it's just like cooking on a giant cast iron pan. We've got 22 inches of diameter here. So we're just gonna get a little butter down, and we're gonna sear off or toast our buns here first, because these burgers are gonna cook up exceptionally quickly. So you wanna actually have your buns really toasted up before you even put your patties on, because they're gonna cook that fast. So get that butter just melted around here on the grill. And we'll come in, toast our buns. We're just gonna be doing 2 burgers here, both of them triple stacked, and again, one with Velveeta, one with Kraft Singles. Now, one little trick as you're toasting your buns, just move them around the griddle a little bit, and that'll help make sure that you get an even coating of butter across all the surface of the buns so it browns up really nice and evenly. If there's any hot spots on your griddle, as you move them around, you'll just make sure you get more even cooks across all your buns. All right, let's check in on the buns. Perfect toastiness right there. Get that off the griddle. Need some asbestos hands here to handle these buns. Now, we're just gonna check the temperature of our grill. It's registering 425. You want this just over 400 before you put your burger balls on. Now we'll get our burger balls in. Beauty. Now for the onion. We love our onion on these burgers, so don't be shy. So now just with some parchment paper over your hamburger spatula, just press that down into the burger ball. And the parchment paper really just prevents your spatula from sticking to the ground chuck. Just like that. And you've got a really nice thin patty with the onion just infused into that burger. Now I'll hit these guys with a little salt and pepper. Just do this to taste. We usually go with a few fresh cranks of ground black pepper, a few cranks of freshly ground sea salt. Just use any salt you've got with the exception of iodized table salt. And now as these onions start to grill up, you don't want them to burn, so just get some of them on top of the patty here. All right, time to flip these guys. Get a really nice crust on the other side of these burgers. All that caramelization and the Maillard reaction on the beef. We've gone with really nice small patties here, again, because we're gonna make these triple deckers. We need them to be at least a little bit manageable. So now in with the cheese. So we're gonna get 2 squares of Kraft Singles down. We've got 2 squares of Velveeta. Now we'll just close the lid up so this steams and lets that cheese melt really rapidly. So now while that cheese is melting, we're just gonna build the bottom of our bun here with a little bit of sauce. Again, be generous with it. These are great sloppy burgers. Maybe even go with a dollop on the top of the bun too. All right. All right, now we're gonna take these burgers off. Just look at that. Cheese is melted perfectly. We're gonna go in with a cheese patty on the bottom. This is our Kraft Singles burger. Second patty, and then another cheese right on the top. Now we'll do the same order for our Velveeta burger. Looks like the Velveeta might be a little bit runnier just as we're building these burgers. May have melted a little bit quicker than the Kraft Singles. Just look at the pile of onions we have here. All right, and now it is time to crown our kings here. Just look at these guys. Super juicy. As you push down, you can squeeze out a little bit of that burger juice, the onions that absorbed some of it. Now this is the Kraft Singles burger, this is the Velveeta burger, and again, you can really see the difference in the brightness of the 2 cheeses, but that really is the only discernible difference. I think the Velveeta melted a little bit faster than the Kraft Singles, but otherwise, let's carve into these, see if there's any difference in the cross section. A lot of onion, ton of beef patty. To be honest, Visually, I like the look of the Kraft Singles a little bit better. I just like the brighter cheese, but obviously the only thing that matters is the taste test. So let's go in, see how these turned out. So good. It is so hard to beat an Oklahoma Smashburger. And we kept it simple here. We didn't go in with any tomato, onion, or dill pickle. And that's really because we wanted to taste the cheese. I am an absolute mess here. Look at this. This is a perfect burger. To be honest, I don't know that I noticed that much of a difference between the two. I think if anything, the Kraft Singles maybe holds up a little bit better through the steaming process of your Smashburger, so you actually taste a little bit more cheese, versus some of it just run off the burger using the Velveeta. Now the Kraft Singles, again, also a little bit more vibrant of an orange color, which I think as you eat with your eyes first, that actually helps in my mind a bit. But the taste, there's not a huge taste profile difference, except again, there's maybe a bit more cheesy profile to the Kraft Singles. So if you like this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed this experiment, you think you learned something, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.